is no stranger to standing in for America's biggest cities, so we're going to hop in the Mazda 5 and take a tour of some of Hollywood North's most famous locations. The first thing the romantic in me wants to check out while we're here in Toronto is the wedding scene of a very unlikely couple.
Toronto has a downtown feel that is similar to urban centers south of the border. Just down this side street, T-Dot, as locals like to call it, played a key role in this Chicago-based film.
Wedding bells are always welcome here in the Big Smoke, and one of Hollywood's most beloved films, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, had its most famous scene right here on the steps of the Holy Trinity Russian Orthodox Church. I think the Mazda 5 is a pretty good stand-in for the couple's limo. In the spirit of love and celebration, we're going to drive away with our own version of wedding bells. Before you get married, you should really spend some time getting to know each other. That's why next on our list is the location where Minnie Driver and Matt Damon had their first date in Good Will Hunting, the Ontario Specialty Company.
Beautiful. Yes, I always wanted that blue eyeshadow.
I thoroughly enjoyed trying on some funny glasses and being a kid again, but unfortunately there was no Matt Damon in sight.
To continue our Hollywood love affair, we're going to head on over to a down-and-out location that was a scene of a very passionate on-screen kiss. While it's not one of our prettiest locations, it does feature one of our most colorful characters. The Cherry Street Bridge in the East End of Toronto is where Edward Norton and Liv Tyler shared a very romantic moment. If you don't know what movie I'm talking about, it's The Incredible Hulk, but it was not here where he made his stand, it was over on Yonge Street.
While we could have spent weeks touring movie scenes in Toronto, we packed up the car to make our way to the biggest city in Quebec.
We just arrived in Montreal after a long 5-hour drive, and the first thing we're going to do is hit up Walensky's for one of their famous sandwiches. This is the location where they shot The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz in the 1970s.
This old school deli is a Montreal favorite thanks to this famous grilled salami and bologna sandwich on an onion bun.
Now that we've filled our bellies and explored the past, we're on the hunt for the man who gets younger every day, Benjamin Button. We just parked in Old Montreal, and I'm hoping to run into some movie stars, or at least find some of Brad Pitt's favorite spots when he was filming here.
This part of the city is truly magical, especially in the fall. Thanks to an old world setting, the curious case of Benjamin Button relied on the historic buildings and winding streets to recreate Paris and Moscow in the 1940s.
We just arrived in the nation's capital, and while this city is known more for powerful politics than movie productions, this year Hollywood came knocking.
Here in Ottawa, we discovered another church. This is where Christian Slater played a Catholic priest gone bad in Sacrifice. In fact, much of the movie was shot in the Byward Market, a popular destination for tourists.
Thanks for joining us for our tour of Hollywood North. To find out more about the star of our little movie, the Mazda 5, you can visit Mazda online. As they say in the big leagues, that's a wrap.